All right, I think I'm live, guys. What's up? Um, oh, we're live. I'm just gonna be really real, I think, um, it was interesting. I was like watching back on a live stream that I did a while ago, and I realized how much of my time or how much of my um like content is just trying to be playing to the algorithm, and try to play to people, um, like just capturing attention and stuff. So I realize that's not what I want in terms of like creating content anymore, or just like in terms of life in general, Like I'm so sick and tired of all this content just being like, like Mr. Beast content. Like it's just lacking soul, It's like if you're a yo-yoer, it's like, if you're just like doing tricks that'll score high, but not tricks that are really like creative. But anyways, I did want to talk because I've been thinking about making content for a while now and what kind of content that I want to create. And I've been trying to figure out how do I just tell people my story. Because I've been going through a fucking lot. I've been going through a lot recently. Uh, and I won't, make it dramatic. I mean, I think that some of it's really bad and difficult, but also some of it is really freaking wonderful, I'm having a great time. What's up, guys? I see you guys in the chat. Um, so yeah, what's up, guys? I'm not gonna interact probably with chat too much, but um, yeah. So I've been going through a lot. Let me just say that it's been a really insane journey, and I think that there's been highs and there's been lows. Overall, I will say I've been feeling very, very fulfilled recently. And I think part of that is just living more authentically in general, like, not just online, but just in real life, just being really real with people and just being super honest. That persona that you see in those like the shorts that I go viral in. Oh, can I do the DNA with three yo-yos? Blah blah blah. Like, yeah, I mean, there's some aspect of that that's kind of genuine for me. I think that, I'm not gonna deny that part of myself that can get excited about things and stuff. That's real. But also, like the real me is I don't think people really get to see that. And I think that's true for most people. I think most people don't put their real self out into the world because it's not um it's not very entertaining, or they feel like people won't get much value out of it. But I think that I have this feeling that if I share myself authentically, even if just a few people watch it, even if there's just like 10 people or, 100 people or whatever, I think that there will be a lot of value from that. And also, I just feel like my story is interesting, and I think that it could be helpful for me. Honestly, it's I'm trying to like, I have this like life path that I'm going down with music and stuff. So I'm trying to find people that are willing to support that vision. So that's one thing. And I have been thinking maybe I should just like, I've been trying to make content. I've been doing my best to make some content. I've been doing some viral content, stuff like that. I actually have some shorts on the way that are pretty cool, and they're gonna you'll see them up on the main channel soon. But I think that I really need to make this content. Like I've been feeling in my soul that I need to make content that's super genuine and just telling the raw version of the story, you know, just telling every aspect of what's been going down for me. Um, and just also maybe like encouraging more creators to be like completely genuine and not just trying to play the algorithm. Even like as I'm talking right now, I'm thinking, oh, like how do I make it so that I'm setting up the curiosity of the story? I'm like, I should tell them how difficult my story is, which it actually has been difficult. Like I actually have been going through a lot. Um, but my mind is going to the content mind. Oh, if I tell them the story's crazy and stuff, then they'll probably watch it longer or something. It's like it's fucked up. It's like really fucked up. Like I feel like the type of content that I want to make and that I think that the world would appreciate more of that doesn't come out very often is like just people being real. Just people telling their story, people just, you know, just being themselves, not trying to. I mean, yeah, maybe that's not the content that the majority of people, it's not the type of content that people will get hooked into and like won't give them that dopamine rush. But I think that there are some subset of people that will appreciate that kind of content and want to see a story. I mean, I'm going to be honest, like this isn't just me trying to play the algorithm or whatever. Like my story has been really interesting, and I think it's one for the records. So, um, and I think that's true of a lot of people's stories. So I'm not gonna, toot my horn and say like my story is more interesting than other people's. But I definitely feel like I've been experiencing a fucking lot of shit recently, and yeah, I think that there are some people who will appreciate that. So, um, yeah, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, something that recently happened to me is that my car just got hit and ran. Like somebody just hit and ran my car, and like it would like the wheel was completely destroyed. Like the wheel came completely off of the car. Let me try to show you guys a picture. All right, here's a picture. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the wheel came completely off of the car. Oh wait, this is a video. Sorry. Here, this is a picture. So the reason why that's important is because um, it's just it's tied in with a lot of stuff that's kind of shameful for me to say, but like I'm in like a lot of debt right now, and I'm pretty much at the end of my ropes financially, and um, I gotta figure out how to make my life work, and how to make this. Okay, so it's a lot more complicated than it sounds, right? Because it's like, oh, you have 2 million subscribers, you have a really successful yo-yo business, all this stuff, and that's true, but it's like it's a very like complicated thing. Evan Nagao is a complicated being, right? Because I really want to build a successful band. I want to be a successful musician. That's just what my soul calls for me to do. And I think it's like it makes no sense because it's like, yeah, I'm not really that skilled compared to like yo-yo. But that's what I want to do in my life. And so I chose this path, and I kind of stopped doing yo-yo I stopped doing yo-yo. I stopped focusing on that. And I just started working on my album. And I got to promote the album. I know I said I'm just only being authentic, but that's part of my authenticity. Modern Monks. Um, we just released an album called Soul Seasons. So yeah, I mean that's always been my dream actually to be successful in music and to do music as a career. Um, But yeah, I think it's tough because I'm in the middle of a transition where, I've spent years and years building up my yo-yo business. And I haven't stopped doing that, I just stopped putting energy into it. So like it's still running in the background. Um but you know, like when you try to switch careers, it's not like you just um like for me, this is my perspective, and maybe like I'm still processing all this stuff, to know what the right choice is to do and everything. But like I just realized that if I was putting as much energy as I was into yo-yo to sustain myself and all that, um, then I wouldn't have enough leftover energy to do enough to make this music thing happen. So it's like for me, it's kind of a leap of faith, and I'm starting to realize that maybe I'm doing it wrong, because I see a lot of musicians, and they'll have their day job, and then they'll like do music on the side, and then like eventually make it. But there are also those musicians who they full send it, they full send it like Ed Sheeran. He like full sent it, just like booked a flight to like I think it was LA. He had like $1,000 in his pocket and just committed fully to the whole thing, and that's kind of what I decided to do. Um, but yeah, it's fucking hard, like because you're building from nothing. With yo-yo, I have years and years and years of building skills, and even with my YouTube channel, it's like yeah, I blew up really fast, but I've been, I've been posting since like, I don't know when, like 2006 or something, so like it's like 20 years in the making almost, maybe not 2006, I don't know. I don't know when my first video was. Maybe 2009. But the point is, anyway, I don't fucking know what I'm saying. I'm just like I want to tell the story. But so I was starting to like come up with a script today for a long form video that would tell the full story of what my experience has been recently. But then I just realized like I feel like I could just tell the whole story in like just like a podcast format, just like talking about it. And it'll be a little more convoluted and like it'll be less entertaining, less people will watch it, but I think that people will get to know the full story better instead of like if I make a long form. I don't know. Maybe I will make a long form. I probably will, but it's just so much harder, dude. I honestly feel like I just need to get all this stuff off my chest in a way, and I want people to know what I'm experiencing. So I guess that's why I'm just doing a live stream right now. But I don't know. Okay, so there's so much to like the Evan lore, man, that I really want to share. But I'm gonna like try to like share some of the key bits so you guys can get an update of where I'm at in my life and like why and how everything happened. I'll do my best. I don't know if this is gonna fucking work, but I'll try. So long story short, I went to the World Yoga Contest in 2024. This was in Cleveland. This ties in because I'm living in Cleveland right now. So I want to kind of give you guys a sense of like why I'm here, what happened to get here, and everything. So basically, I'm in Cleveland. So I was at the World Yoga Contest 2024, and while I was there, I was here with Angelo and like Lucas and like a bunch of other people, Lucas Decker. Um, so like, yeah, some of you guys know these guys probably, but they're like yo-yo friends essentially. So I went to the club with them. Like I didn't compete, they didn't compete. So we're just actually I think Lucas competed, but Angela and I didn't compete. So I was like, yo, Angela, let's go to the club. So I went to the club one night, and then we were just hanging out. We are just, I was kind of in a flirty mode of my life. This is tied to a whole nother story because there was this like section of like my life prior to that, a few months before that, where I was just like talking to a bunch of girls, just trying to build my like social skills and my like social skills with women, you know. But anyway, so long story short, we go to this club. I started talking to like a few girls and stuff, and just just having a good time. And I was also trying to get them to talk to girls because I felt like it's just fun to, I don't know, like be with the boys and like try to do that. So um, yeah, and I think Lucas had never like approached a girl or something like that, or like I don't know. It was like they just were uncomfortable doing that. So I thought it was cool to get them out of their comfort zone a little bit. But that's besides the point. I just realized, dude, I suck at storytelling because my mind goes fucking everywhere. uh, Whatever. This is me being authentic, right? So, anyways, we get to the club. I'm gonna like speed up this story. So we get to the club. I meet this one girl, and she's really really cool. And not gonna lie, it felt like there was like some soul connection there. It was like very deep. Like it was like wow, like I'll just be honest. It was almost like love at first sight. It was not quite like love at first sight, but it was like a deep recognition. Maybe there's not many like people who are super spiritual in the chat, but it was like a very like it was a soul connection. It was like wow, I felt like I knew this girl in a previous lifetime or something. So we started chatting. We were texting back and forth like almost every day since then, and we had a few calls like on Discord and stuff, and we're like gaming a little bit. Um, but basically, we were just talking, and it was kind of cool. Like we built this connection, and yeah, she even mentioned I felt like you were somebody that like she told me that she felt like that I was somebody that she could just talk to for hours and hours, even like the first time we met. So yeah, it was really interesting because I felt that as well. Like I felt some sort of like there's chemistry. So maybe some of you guys will remember, but I did post like us going on a date, but she asked me to delete it. So that I'll get into that. So basically, I came to Cleveland like shortly after the World Yoga contest to like come like just meet her and just hang out with her. We went on a few dates. Like it was cool. Um, just got close or whatever. And then but she was basically like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out. Like I don't know, like there's something blocking it. Basically, she was saying that like something blocking her from seeing it that way. So I was like, okay, that's fair. But I was kind of just like I don't know. I just felt this desire to try to make things work with her, even though she was like, nah, like I don't think this is good. So I just like came out. I came out to Cleveland another time, and she like completely blocked me. And there's like a whole bunch of other reasons for this. Like I was being like kind of like too clingy and stuff, and like I was being kind of weird and all this shit. So like I don't want to get too into that because it's kind of embarrassing, and maybe I'll share it later. But I'm kind of feeling embarrassed about it. So yeah, I know I'm supposed to be authentic, but we there's always like okay, I'm not gonna be like completely like authentic where I'll expose my whole fucking life to everybody. But long story short, I kind of fucked it up, and but I decided like I'm gonna move to Cleveland because I think in my brain I was like I think I was just being simpy, but in my brain I was like okay, if I show my commitment to her, like to like moving to like be with her, then like maybe she'll like change her mind or something. I don't know. That was my thoughts. But I will say this, it was all tied into something deeper. Um so it is embarrassing to say all this stuff, but we're being real. But also I feel like it was meant to be in a lot of ways because so basically what happened was when I came out here the second time, so not during Worlds and then not like to live out here, but just to visit her and like date her for a bit. Like one thing happened where I wanted to go to this open mic night thing, and I was hanging out with her, and I was like, I just want to spend time with you, and she's like, no, you should go to the open mic thing. And I was like, ah, but like I'm here to see you. Like I just want to hang out with you. She's like, nah, you should just go. Like, trust me, like kind of thing. You know, she was like pushing me to go. So I was like, all right, whatever. So like, and I did want to go to the open mic thing too, but I think, you know, I was like kind of in a like, you know, falling in love mood, like, so I was kind of like, yeah, I just want to hang out with you. But so anyways, so I go to this open mic thing and it's really fucking cool. Like, you know, I just felt the vibes of the Cleveland music scene and I felt it was really like connected to how I make music. Like the type of music they were playing was kind of similar to my music, and the audience was so receptive, you know, like they were like really engaged, and it was just an open mic, you know. And then I played a song that night and it was like really, really like people really liked it, you know. So I was like, wow, this is cool, because where I'm from in Hawaii, like we don't have things like that. Like we'll have an open mic and like we have one open mic in Hawaii and it really sucks. Like nobody shows up and everybody's just there for themselves, you know. They're not actually there to like be entertained. So yeah, basically I ended up performing that night, and then somebody else performed that was playing an Earth, Wind, and Fire song called After the Love Is Gone. So he was really good. Like I was really impressed, and I was really stoked because Earth, Wind, and Fire is like one of my top five favorite artists, like favorite bands or groups. And I didn't know like anybody else like around my age that liked that kind of music too. So I was just like super fucking stoked, you know. I was like, oh shit, like this guy likes Earth, Wind, and Fire just like me. So I told him after he performed, like I was like, dude, that was sick. And actually, I was kind of singing along, you know, like in the audience. I think you can see that. I was like, dude, Earth, Wind, and Fire is like my favorite group of all time. I'd say between them and like maybe the Killers, like those are my two favorite groups of all time. So I was like, dude, that was awesome. Like I'm so glad you did that. That's crazy that like I don't ever meet any people like my age that are into that. Like it's pretty uncommon, you know. So he was like, "Yeah, man, we should connect." So we connected and we started like we just kind of we just connected over that, but he also said that he had like a group of people that he was playing with in a band and that I should come and like check it out. So this was still while I was like, this is still the second trip, right? With Matea or with the girl, whatever, Lake, who cares? So this is like the second time with the girl, basically. Like not the world's time, but the time I visited her. And then, so I met Jacob, the dude who was playing the Earth, Wind, and Fire song. And then he invited me like 2 days later to come play with his band. So I went to go play with the band and it was really fucking fun. Like I felt the vibes immediately, you know? And there's so much, dude. There's so much to the story. Like this is why I wanted to do it in this format, because there's like I don't think like I think I'm going to have to keep telling it in bits and bits, you know, because if I were to tell the whole story, try to tell the whole story completely like in a long form video, I don't think it would really work. Um but basically, um yeah, I jammed with the band and it was so fun and it just felt right, you know. And I think the reason why is because in Hawaii I was trying to get a band together and none of the musicians were really committed to making a successful band. I think they all were just doing it because I wanted a successful band. So then I would drag along all these other people to kind of like play a gig with me or something. But you know what it's like? It's like when you're, you know, like when you're trying to pick up a girl or something, and then you just like keep trying to like you keep like you're just like in the friend zone or something. You keep trying to hang out with her or something to like eventually make her love you. Like it's not like that, you know. So with that band, it was kind of like that. It was like it was just like I was just constantly trying to get them to come to rehearsals and like paying for food and stuff to like convince them to come. But it wasn't that they actually were convinced that they wanted to be part of this band. You know, they didn't want to be a successful band individually, at least not with me, right? So I kind of felt that dissonance, like that or like that contrast between my band in Hawaii, the people that I was kind of dragging along. And I will say there were a few members that were like kind of on board, but most of them I was just dragging along. And then this band that I felt in Cleveland, like all these people like just there, they wanted to start a band and I'm just joining in, you know? And I'm contributing and they're appreciating that, you know? So there was something so cool about that. Like I think it just made me feel like, man, I've been trying to build a band for like 5 years in Hawaii. And then I just come out, like, you know, this is within like 5 days. I come out and then I'm in a band all of a sudden. Like, it's like, you know, it's crazy. I mean, we were just jamming, you know, but we felt like, okay, this is like a band. So, yeah, so that was the other piece where part of me coming back to Cleveland was the whole simp thing. But actually, the other part of it, maybe like 50-50, was like, oh, this is where I can pursue my actual like dream of being a successful band. Um, and now, obviously, like now that I've kind of accepted that the girl thing isn't gonna work out or whatever, like now it's just 100%. So, um, yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, it's, you know, I still haven't gotten over this girl, which is crazy to say, but you know, whatever. But um, long story short, I mean, I don't think about her that often, to tell the truth, but I do, like, deep down, like some part of my soul is like, I still miss this girl, whatever. But whatever, you know, it is what it is. So long story short, I'm 100% now committed to this band, and so after I left and like after that second trip, I decided I'm coming back, partially to try to like woo this girl, and then partially to just like make this band successful. Um, so I came back and I came here for good. I just moved in. I got an Airbnb. I stayed here for a few months. This is like during winter. This is like in like October, I guess, till like February ish. And yeah, I was just here and honestly experiencing a lot of spiritual growth. Um, I think it was a process of like turning into a man, I guess, you know, like just taking care of all my responsibilities. I mean, I've been living with my parents for, you know, till I was like till just like 2024 basically. I mean, there's been periods where I moved out to LA. I lived there for a bit. I lived in like Mexico and random places. Those are for different stories. And I traveled a lot around the world. So, it never really felt like that, but in 2023 I lived with my mom for like the whole year basically, you know, so it felt um kind of like shameful, you know, being older, like 27 years old at that time, and just like still living with my mom. It was just kind of like it was time to move out and like do my own thing, right? So yeah, so I went to Cleveland. I moved out here, and I just was living my life and trying to build this music thing. So I've actually been building a lot in the background. You guys haven't seen it. Modernmonks.shop is something that I've been building. It's like the back infrastructure for our band. So we're not successful yet, but hopefully when we get a pretty good following, you know, people will start ordering merch from modernmonks.shop, and so that we can have a sustainable, you know, income as a band. So modernmonks.shop, guys. Make sure you check out the merch there. Buy some merch. Um, but yeah, I think that yeah, it was just a lot of spiritual growth, and I felt that I was becoming more of myself. I was coming more into alignment with who I really am, which or what I really want to be doing in my life, which is like the music and stuff, you know? And I will say this, like even though it's been fucking hard and I haven't created success yet, like financially, and I'm really in debt and stuff. Even with all that said, and I've been stressed as hell. It's been the most difficult thing that I've ever done because we're building this from ground up. Like building an album with no money is really hard. Um, but even with that said, it's so fulfilling. It's even more fulfilling than when I was just like hitting the algorithm every time with Yo-Yo and just like getting hundreds of millions of streams. Like that was fun in a different way. But this is like fun in a deep fulfilling way that I can't explain. Even the days that suck balls, even the days that like I'm fucking taking my car in and then figuring out I don't have insurance because like the policy canceled because one of my cards like maxed out or something. Like that happened. So I was like, "Oh my fucking god." Like uh I'm still kind of like frustrated by that. But even all these days, like there's something like fulfilling about this journey of the difficulty and the struggle and the pain and the joy and the highs. We played a show the other day and it was like so fun. It was like one of the most fun things that I've done in my life because it was like we were playing as a band and like it was like a legit show. Like people were there for because they just wanted to like be entertained. So yeah, there's a whole other parallel to that. Like when I was in Hawaii, the shows there were it wasn't like this, but I think I'll get into that later. So anyways, long story short, I came back. I was rehearsing with the band every so often and Jacob and I started working together on this album. So there are some live streams you guys can go watch where we're just working on the album, some of the songs and stuff. And yeah, it was a real growth experience. So okay, this is what I want to mention. This is what I want to mention. Um, so like I think that this girl that I met in Cleveland, I think that she is my twin flame. So people who are in spiritual circles or like understand this, um, like a twin flame is basically I'll just like explain it real quickly. It's basically like a divine counterpart, like a kind of a soulmate, but usually what happens is people will meet like this person in their life that's like a reflection of them and it'll kind of motivate them to move forward and to step into their next stage of their life. So I think that that's what that's what this girl. I keep saying her name, so who gives a shit? Whatever. Hopefully she doesn't see this and is like this guy. But whatever. Who cares? I think that's what this girl has been in my life. It's like they say a lot of twin flames talk about it as like the carrot on the stick. So in spiritual circles, they'll say like they met their twin flame and it caused them to grow a lot. They were pulled into that direction, like that person is like the carrot on the stick and they're just trying to chase them, but when they're chasing them, they actually realize that they're chasing their own dreams and like becoming their best version of themselves, and like it's a journey of self-love. So I've actually been experiencing that, and even though like things with her didn't work out or haven't worked out yet, I'm gonna say yet because maybe it will, but maybe it won't, and that's okay too. I've been finding myself a lot, and I've been finding that I've been guided towards a life that I'm appreciating a lot, and I'm really grateful for this journey. It's difficult, but I don't think I signed up for an easy journey when I came here when I was born, and I think it's more fun. That's my song "Crazy World." If you guys want to check out that song, it's on the album Soul Seasons. But Crazy World's kind of about that. It's like it's a crazy world, but I must admit it makes things fun. When you play a video game, you don't want it to be a walk in the park. That's not fun. You want it to be something challenging that it stimulates you. It's something that you didn't think you could accomplish it even. Like think of a game like Dark Souls. Like the thing that makes it fun is it's so difficult, but if you actually beat the game, or when you beat the game, it's so satisfying, right? And it was the you look back at it and you realize it was the journey. I mean, it's the same thing about like winning the World Yoga Contest, you know? Like for me, that was so satisfying because it was such a difficult journey. I mean, I practiced for like 5 hours a day, you know, for a year. And if you ever did anything for 5 hours a day every day for a year, you'll understand how fucking hard that is. Um, but yeah, I did it, you know, and looking back, it's so cliche, but it was the journey, you know? And there like it was so satisfying to like there was moments that sucked balls, but there was also moments where it was so satisfying. Like when I went to Japan to train with like, you know, the judges there with like Rei Wakura or like, you know, Taichiro Higashi and all these guys like and just learn about the judging system, talk to the IYYF members and stuff. Like that was like one aspect, but the whole journey was awesome. You know, I remember being at the Pacific Northwest Regional Yo-Yo Contest in 2018 or 2018 I think, and being there with Gentry and showing him my routine and Gentry saying, "Dude, you know what you should do? Like during the guitar solo, you should do a knee slide. You should do a knee slide and go Godspeed." Like he didn't say Godspeed. We didn't even use that term at the time. You do a real combo. You know, there's like all these little moments that were really rich in that journey. And they're all contextualized by the journey, right? Because all those pieces um, fit together to make that a real like the final result, like the World Yo-Yo Contest victory, right? So yeah, I think that that's what's happening right now. For me, that's the way that I like to see it. It's really challenging. Honestly, man, go buy some merch or yo-yos or whatever from Modern Mugshot Shop if you're seeing this, because man, like I am financially like struggling, drowning, and go stream the album also, you know, because I think the album's really good. I want you guys to listen to it, and we put a lot of heart into that, and we're trying to figure out ways to promote it, but that will come in time. Or you know, it's just part of the process. We're learning how to do it every day, like how to be better at that. But yeah, so there's so much more to this whole journey and everything, and you know, like why did I even get into music and all this stuff. But I think that this is a pretty good place to stop now because I'm honestly kind of like talking like this just nonstop and trying to tell the whole story is just like, I don't know. It takes a lot of energy. And I don't think also like as a listener people will like will be able to keep up if I tried to tell every detail or like, you know, there's like this is like the main season, right? Like this is like Breaking Bad, and then there's like all this other stuff I want to tell you about how I got here, like Better Call Saul, you know. If any, I don't know if anybody's gonna get that reference, but there's like the main trilogy, you know, Star Wars, episodes 4, 5, and 6, and then there's like episodes 1, 2, and 3 that I eventually want to tell you guys about, but and even like telling you guys about episodes 4, 5, and 6 in my life, which is right now. Um, I'm not telling the full story or whatever, but I'm just glad I hopefully am expressing in a way that people can appreciate and you know, they can like listen to, and maybe some people will watch it, you know, and some people will relate to it and whatever. So that's my intention. I'm going to keep posting some updates. And like I said, you know, even if this video or even if these live streams get like 5 viewers that watch it all the way through, like that's more than enough for me. Like I think that there's value in that, and I think over time as our band becomes more successful, I think more people will end up watching these live streams back and will appreciate them. um yeah, it's very raw. And man, I've had days where I've been crying like, I've had days where I'm just completely fucking broken, like low key, like I don't want people to worry, but low key like not wanting to exist anymore. I won't say like suicidal, but just like feeling so done. Let's just put it that way. Feeling so done. Um, but I've also, like I said, had exhilarating days that are the best, like most fulfilling days of my life. So, um, oh, and that's a whole nother thing I have to get into later. I'll get into that later, but yeah, I'm kind of realizing that like I have bipolar. Like I tend to experience mania and depression and all this shit, and my sleep schedule is all wacko. Here, let me show you guys my sleep schedule. It's wacko. It's like it's funny though. I've been tracking this. This is actually pretty cool. I think you guys will appreciate it because it's kind of cool. Because I've been tracking this on my Apple Watch. Here, wait, let me put this on here. So this is my sleep schedule. Let me open my OBS so I can see what I'm looking at. So look at this. This is my sleep schedule. So I track it. So the blue is like the time that I'm asleep, right? So this is my sleep schedule. So I just like sleep like kind of random times, but it also kind of goes in a circle. And then sometimes it's just completely scattered, like you can see there. Some days are kind of empty because I forgot to track it or whatever, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. I want to send this to a sleep study because I feel like they would like appreciate this data. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I want to go see a psychiatrist, but I need to apply for health insurance, and I think I would need to do that in Ohio. But yeah, so that's my sleep schedule. It's kind of weird. But yeah, that's kind of a symptom also of like being bipolar. So that's like another thing. I haven't gotten diagnosed or anything, but I kind of feel like it's got to be. I mean, like I have all the symptoms basically. Like I'm self-diagnosing, I guess, with that. So that's like a whole nother like thing to get into of like how did I figure this out, or how am I, all this stuff, like how am I dealing with it. I don't want to get into all that right now. um but yeah, I don't know, that's like the main thing. I'm I've been challenged to deal with life and to like figure out my life recently, so it's kind of cool. Maybe I'll answer some questions or whatever in the chat. Evan the Legend, thank you. Talk about something crazy. Nah. I mean, I don't know. I've been talking about some crazy shit. You guys maybe you haven't been paying attention. Um, what's up, Bruce? Bruce is nocturnal like me. This is true. Thanks for being here, Bruce. You're a real one. Bruce Wayne, man. Bruce Wayne's the fucking realest motherfucker ever. Bro said nah. Yeah. Nah. When you visited that kid in the hospital, it was the nicest thing, bro. Don't forget that. That's true. That's true, man. I want to do more stuff like that, and that's also part of the reason why I want to be successful with music, because I think you have a farther reach. I mean, I think that Yo-Yo can be that as well, but I don't know. I just feel what I like about music is I think that Yo-Yo is for the most part about how fucking cool you can be. It's about how sick your tricks are. It's really kind of an ego thing, honestly. Or I don't know, ego, but it's like the only metric for a good trick is like how good it is, how dope it is, But what I like about music is it reaches different spectrums, So like if this is the coolness like axis, right? There's like yo-yo tricks that are less cool and then yo-yo tricks that are more cool, right? You have like wait, maybe it's backwards because you guys are married. So less cool tricks and like more cool tricks, right? And that's kind of the spectrum that everything lies on. But with music, you have all these different like areas of, so you can have cool music, but it's also like makes you feel happy, or you have cool music that makes you feel badass, or that makes you feel intense, or like gritty, David Goggins type feeling. Or there's like good music that's chill and makes you feel like just like peaceful. And I think there's all these different, like this range. There's not just the x-axis, there's the y-axis, and that's what I love about music. Like with yo-yo, you're pretty much just always just gonna be on this line of cool shit. But with music, you can make people feel things. Like you can make them feel deep love and appreciation. Or if you listen to like September by Earth, and Fire, you're gonna feel joy and fun and wanting to dance. And I love that about music. So yeah, um I think that's what I like, is that I have the potential to make somebody feel better. Maybe somebody going through some shit, kind of like what I'm going through right now. Even my own music is healing for me sometimes, because I'm like, man, I'm feeling so bad. I was like feeling so shitty, and then I listened to like one of my songs, and I was like, I felt appreciation for that, because it was like, this is my past self giving my current self love. Like my past self made the song for people who are going through some shit, and then I'm listening to it and I'm like, oh, like I'm also benefiting from what I made in the past. Like I feel better now. So um that's what I want to do more of, is make more music and stuff. But yeah, I got to figure out the financial thing. And I realized that it's a pretty common thing in people who have bipolar to be really financially irresponsible. So I'm like, yeah, that's one of the things that I have for sure. Like, so I'm learning, I'm figuring it out, but yeah, probably could use some help on that end. Um, so yeah, music is transcendent. So true, so true. The new art video made you feel happy. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, but you have to also think about this, right? Like the music is one of the things that makes you feel something, right? And I'm not gonna deny, right? Like if you just look at Tricks, right? Um, like if like Tyler Venue is just doing Tricks by himself, like without any music, like you'll feel happy and stuff too, right? But it's less precise, You just feel like that one flavor of whoa, holy shit, that's fucking insane. But are you gonna feel romantic love from that? Are you gonna feel, you know, um, even like with metal music, like this deep aggressive, almost like angry intensity? It's hard to feel that without the music. And there are yoga routines that make you feel that, like think about like I don't know, like Gentry Stein 2014, you feel that razor sharp, it's fucking epic, intense, right? But it's like, yeah, that's driven by the music, right? So anyways, have I made a song called Edge or Wedge? I have not. Um, I'm very passionate about music as well. That's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, music is great. The Edge does sound like a good song name. That's true. That is true. We'll see. Maybe it'll become something. But anyways, guys, that's it. I don't really want to talk too long, ramble on. I appreciate you guys joining in, and even people who are watching this later, I appreciate that as well. And just wanted to give you guys a real update of what's going on. There will probably be more. I'll probably share more with you guys, because there's way too much. Like this is. I shared the gist of the story up to this point, but honestly, this is like, I don't even know, like 2% of the full story. You know what I mean? Like, I just gave you guys the bullet points of like the most recent pieces. So, yeah, there's probably more, but all right. Anyways, That's all. I don't really have anything else to say. We're gonna put out more content. There is a lot more content. Actually, I have a shit ton of content just sitting on my phone, and it's annoying because I'm like, all right, I gotta post this shit. It's like doing your laundry, you know. Um, but anyways, okay, that's besides the point. You guys will keep checking out, looking out for the content. Make sure you check out modernmonks.shop and everything, and check out the album. Go stream the album. It's in the description, link below. So, yeah, that is all. And tell me, okay, when you listen to the album, tell me which one you guys like the best. I don't know. I just want to know. I just want to know. Like, I just want feedback. You know. So comment below your feedback on the album, which one you like the best. Maybe, you know, why you like it, or which one you didn't like. You know, you could say that too. Okay, that's all. I don't really have anything else to say. Plutonium is still best in bulk. Hell yeah, man. See you, brothers. See you, everybody. Bye.